Hello, dear AP TET candidates. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. In this video, I am going to explain the questions that are given in the 2A English Model Question Paper 2. I therefore request all of you to watch this video very carefully till the end without skipping it in the middle. I also request all of you to like and share this video with all your friends who are also going to take the TET examination along with you. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. AP TET 2A English. 2A English means the special English model question paper 2. You know very well, this question paper was set at an advanced level, and therefore the questions will also be of that advanced level. Anyway, we are now going to learn the answers for all the questions that were given in this model question paper 2. And here you pay attention on vocabulary and usage. 10 questions were given in that paper, and I am going to give you the answers for all of them. And here you pay attention. Choose the synonym. Synonym means the word having similar meaning. So the synonym of lucid. Lucid is a very beautiful word. Lucid means plain, simple, clear, transparent, okay, translucent. So all such synonyms are there for this beautiful word lucid. So here the question is about the synonym of this lucid. Now let us look at the given options. Vague. Now vague is the opposite of this lucid, and therefore it's not the right one. Dull is the opposite of this lucid. Dark is not the right one. And here this clear is the right synonym of lucid. So your answer is going to be the B1. Now you go to the second question. What is the second question? Choose the antonym of abundant. Antonym means the opposite word. Okay, so what is the opposite word of this abundant? Abundant actually means what? Abundance means plentiful, bounteous. Okay, so abundant means samruddhi aina. That is the Telugu meaning of that word, and the opposite of that is korta aina, takkuvaina, something like that. So when you know the meaning of this word, automatically you can give the opposite of that word. So let us look at the given options. Scarce, the very first one is the right one. Abundant means samruddhi aina. Scarce means korta aina or something like that. Plenty is not the right one. Plentiful is not the right one. Large is not the right one. So here A is the correct answer. And you move on to the next question. One word substitute for a person who loves books. What is the person who loves books is called? And here you pay attention. Bibliophile. A person who loves books is called a bibliophile. Okay, not a librarian, not a scholar, not an editor, but only a bibliophile, right? And therefore your answer is going to be A. Fourth question, to bury the hatchet. This is an idiom, and what is the meaning of this idiom? Let us look at the given options. To stop fighting, the very first one is the right one. To start a quarrel, no. To hide something, no. To dig a pit, no. So the first one is only the right option. And you know very well, hatchet means a short-handled axe. You know, long axes you might have seen, but a short axe. This is called a hatchet. A short-handled axe. Axe is generally very big and all that, to cut the wood and all that. But here, generally this is used for murdering the people and all that. Hatchet, that is called. So burying means closing the hatchet or hiding the hatchet. Hiding the hatchet means automatically to stop fighting. That is only the meaning for this idiom. So A is your answer, right? And you go to the next question. Fifth question, choose the correct phrasal verb. So what is the sentence given here? Here you pay attention. We must dash the proposal before accepting it. So what phrasal verb must be used in this blank means, here you pay attention. Look into, the very first one will fit in this blank. Look into means to investigate, that is one meaning, and look into means to examine something very carefully. So that second meaning fits in this blank. Therefore we must look into the proposal before accepting it. So therefore this A is the right one, and this look after is not the right one, because look after means to take care of. Who is looking after your sister? Who is looking after your parents? Look after means to take care of. And here look out. Look out also means to take care of oneself. This is only to take care of others. So that's look after. Look out means to take care of oneself. If you want to walk through the Amazon forest, look out for snakes. Look out for snakes means take care of the very poisonous snakes in that forest. So look out means take care of oneself. But look off, it's not a phrasal verb at all. And therefore, this first one fits in this blank, and therefore that is only your answer. And you move on to the sixth question. Choose the correctly spelled word. What is the word given here? Occurrence. Okay, occurrence. So all these words belong to the one word, that is occurrence. So that is the correct word. What is the spelling of that word? Before you choose the correct spelling of the word, you must write that word on a piece of paper, cutting it into syllables. So for example, ak, oc, ak, ak always becomes oc, ak. Kar, cur, kar. Ak, kar. Rens, rence, rens. So ak, kar, rens. Occurrence, that is the correct one, not occurrence. Okay, here ak, kar, ants is there, one r is missing here, and b, that is the right one. Occurrence, this is the right one. And here you see that ak, okay, one more c is missing here. Actually, ak, oc, ak, kar, cur, kar, two c's must be there, but only one c is there, therefore this is wrong. And here ak, okay, kar is okay, rance is there, this is not the right one. Occurrence is not the right word, but occurrence, not occurrence, but occurrence. Take care of that. Okay, and that's why this is occurrence, this is only the right one, and b is your answer. And you go to the seventh question. Posthumous means what? Posthumous means after birth, no, after death. Sometimes some awards will be conferred on the eminent people posthumously means after their death. Okay, so that's called posthumous, means after death. Before death, no. Early, no. After death, no. Only b is the right one. Eighth question. Choose the correct collocation. Collocation means a combination of words, that is called a collocation. And here you pay attention. Make a dash decision. So what word goes with this decision means, here let us look at the given options. Deep, make a deep decision, no. Make a wide decision, no. Make a strong decision, no. Make a firm decision. Look at the given options. Deep, you cannot say deep decision, no. Wide decision, no. Strong decision, no. But firm decision. That means this firm is only the word that goes with this decision, and this word can only make a collocation with this word decision. Okay, firm decision. Whenever you happen to take a decision, you must take a firm decision. Okay, right. You move on to the ninth question. Ad hoc. Ad hoc is a Latin word, and what is the meaning of that word? Here you pay attention. Ad hoc means for this particular purpose. The very first one is the right one. The government has appointed an ad hoc committee to look into the problems of the pensioners. Ad hoc means for that particular purpose. And here, not without reason, for all purposes, no. In advance, no. A is only your answer. Now you move on to the 10th question. Choose the correct use of prefix. Okay, what is the correct use of prefix? Here you pay attention. The opposite of possible. What is the opposite of possible? Everybody knows this pretty well, and therefore there is nothing to explain. Unpossible you don't say, impossible you don't say, dispossible you don't say, but you say impossible. So therefore C is your correct answer. Now the second part of this question paper is grammar and structure. On this 10 questions are framed. Let us answer all of them. And here you pay attention. Choose the correct indirect speech. What is the sentence given here? The teacher said to the boys, leave the class at once. You just try to understand this statement. Leave the class at once. This is an imperative sentence, and the teacher is saying these words to the boys, and here said to is there. Whenever there is an imperative sentence, this said to must be turned into the relevant reporting verb. Maybe warned, ordered, advised, okay, whatever it may be, according to the context. So what is the context here? Leave the class at once. Leave the class at once. How does the teacher say these words? leave the class at once. ఇక్కడి వెంటనే వెళ్ళిపోండి. So she was a bit serious and telling these words to these boys, and that perhaps that must be a kind of warning, and therefore you had better say like this: the teacher, okay, the teacher ordered, okay, ordered the boys to connect this reporting verb and the direct speech. You have to use the preposition to and leave the class at once. Okay, nothing is there to change. Let us see whether this sentence is there or not. Okay, the teacher advised. It's not a piece of advice. The teacher has not advised them leave the class at once. క్లాస్ వదిలి వెంటనే వెళ్ళిపోండి అలా చెప్పడం, దిట్స్ నాట్ ఎ పీస్ ఆఫ్ అడ్వైస్. The teacher ordered the boys. The second one is the right one. The teacher requested. No, it's not a request. She is saying these words angrily. And the teacher warned the boys. No. Therefore, A, C, D are wrong. Only B is the right option. Okay, that is there. And you move on to the 12th question. Choose the correct tense. Okay, what sentence is given here? By next week, వచ్చే వారం లోపు she dash her exams. So what tense must be used here? Now let us look at the given options. She finishes her exams? No. She will finish her exams? No. She will have finished. That is the right one. She finished? No. So here she will have finished. By next week, వచ్చే వారం లోపు ఆమె తన ఎగ్జామ్స్ ను పూర్తి చేసి ఉంటుంది, ముగించి ఉంటది. So therefore, in this blank you have to use future perfect tense. This tense only must be used in that blank. Okay, and therefore C is your answer. Now the 13th question, change into passive voice. Some sentence is given in the active voice that you have to change into passive voice. What is that sentence given? Who has broken the chair? Now it is a WH question, and you know very well when the question with who is given, you have to, I'll give you the format here. Okay, by whom you have to use. Instead of who, helping verb first you have to use, then the object must be used, then past participle form of the verb must be used, then what's the question mark? By whom plus helping verb plus object plus pp. And here you pay attention. Now let us solve it on our own before we look at the given options. By whom, present perfect. When you change the present perfect into passive voice, if the object is singular, has been is used. If the object is plural, have been is used. What is the object? Who has broken what? The chair. The chair is the object. This is singular, and therefore has been must be used. And here has the chair been. Remember, when there are two parts in the helping verb, one part you have to write before this object and another part after the object. This point you have to understand. And I have made a wonderful video on voice, active voice and passive voice. Please watch those videos and you can understand all these things. For whom, you have used by whom. Okay, and this is in the present perfect. Therefore, you have used has plus object, the chair, again been, has been. You cannot write at one place. So has the chair been, then pp verb broken. Okay, now the question. So this must be your answer. Now let us look at the given options. So by whom the chair has been broken? No. By whom has the chair been broken? B is the right one. By whom the chair has broken? No. By whom has the chair broken? No. So only the B one is the right one. Now you move on to the 14th question. Identify the correct preposition. Okay, he is superior dash others in skill. Okay, here some blank is given. What to be used in that blank? Than, from, to, over. Before the blank, what word is there? Superior. The superior is a Latin word. Superior, inferior, junior, senior. So these are all Latin words. Okay, after these Latin words, there is a rule that you should use only the preposition to, and not than, not from, not over. Therefore, he is superior to others in skill. So C is your answer. Now you move on to the 15th question. Choose the correct conditional. And here, if I dash rich, I would help the poor. Okay. And here, the blank is given in the if clause. This is the if clause part. This is the main clause part. If you want to fill in the blank in the if clause part, you should look at the main clause part. What is there? Would is there. would plus base form verb. Whenever you find would, should, could, might plus base form verb, then you must think it is an impossible conditional sentence, and therefore in this simple past you have to use. And one more thing, and if at all you happen to use the helping verb, you must use only were and nothing else. Whatever may be the person here, whether there is I or we or he or she or you, whoever it may be, you must use only were here. Okay, now let us look at the given options. Am, was, were, be. So here am is not the right one, was is not the right one, be is not the right one. You have to use were. If I were rich, because it is an impossible conditional sentence. You cannot become rich. It is highly impossible for you to become rich. If at all you happen to become rich, what would you do? You would help the poor. That is the meaning of the sentence. నేను ధనికుడనైనట్టయితే, ధనికుని కాదు, ఒకవేళ అయినట్టయితే నేను పేదలకు సహాయం చేస్తాను. నువ్వు ధనికుని కాదు, నువ్వు సహాయం చేయి. So that is the Telugu meaning of that. So please watch a beautiful video I have made on the conditional sentences. Why don't you watch all of them? Okay, right. And it is up to you, sir. And you please try to watch that. And this C is the correct option. 16th question. Choose the correct article. What is the sentence given here? It was dash honor to meet you. So what article must be used here? If whenever you happen to use the article, you must look at the word given immediately after the blank. What word is given here? Honor. Honor. I'll write the word here. H-O-N-O-U-R. See, you are not pronouncing the word from H and you are not saying honor, but you are saying honor. That means you are pronouncing the word from O. And here this H is there, but it is silent because you are not pronouncing that letter, and you are pronouncing the word from O. This O is a vowel, and at the same time it is giving a vowel sound. It is a vowel and it is giving a vowel sound. And therefore you think that this word is beginning with a vowel sound, and therefore, and you know very well, before the words beginning with a vowel sound, you always use an. Before the words beginning with a consonantal sound, you always use a. This is a standing rule in the English language. So here, this honor is beginning with a vowel sound, and therefore you are going to use an here. Okay, it was an honor to meet you, right? And A is wrong, D is wrong, no article is wrong, an is right. And here 17th question, identify the correct transformation. What sentence is given here? No sooner had he reached the station than the train left. So this is the sentence given here. Now you have to change this sentence into another form without changing its meaning. అర్థమును మార్వకుండా దాని రూపమును మాత్రమే మార్చేటట్టయితే, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మేషన్. యు నో దట్ వెరీ వెల్. అండ్ నో సూనర్ హ్యాడ్ హీ రీచ్ ద స్టేషన్, అతడు స్టేషన్ కు చేరిన వెంటనే, then the train left, train బయలుదేరింది. That is the Telugu meaning of this sentence. And here now let us look at the another form of this sentence. As soon as he reaches the station, no, this is not the right one. Hardly had he reached the station than the train, no. After hardly, than is not used, when is used. So therefore this is wrong. And scarcely he reached, after hardly and scarcely there must be used some inversion. Past perfect inversion must be used. Just like this, had he reached must be here, but he reached is there. That's why this is wrong. Now you look at the D. Now you look at the last option. Hardly had he reached. See, after hardly or scarcely, the sentence must be in the past perfect inversion. It's a must. Therefore, hardly had he reached the station. When, after scarcely or hardly, there must be used when. After no sooner than must be used. All these details you know very well. Therefore, the correct transformation of this sentence is only the D1, that is hardly had he reached the station when the train left. So D is your answer. 18th question, choose the correct voice. Okay, let them do the work. So it is a let sentence. It is an imperative sentence. Whenever you change the imperative sentence, the structure is like this. Okay, passivized structure is like this. What is that? Let will be used as it is. Then the object must be used here, whatever may be the object. Okay, then you have to use the word be. Okay, and the PP of the main verb. Okay, after that you use by, Then whatever may be the objective case pronoun used here, that must be used here as it is. If there is her, her, me, them, okay, whatever may be the objective case pronoun used after this letter, that must be used there along with the preposition by. So here, let object be past participle form of the verb by and then. This is the structure of the passive voice of this let sentence. So here, now let us change it into the passive voice. Okay, let the work, let them do what? The work. This is the object. Okay, and here let the work, okay, and then be done, do. The pp of this do is done, okay, by them. So let the work be done by them. That is only going to be your passive voice for this sentence. And now let us check whether this sentence is there or not. Let the work done by them. Let the work be is missing here. Therefore, this is wrong. Let the work be done by them. This is right. The work is done by them. Wrong. Work be left done. No. So here B is your answer. Now you move on to the 19th question. Choose the correct model. Model means model auxiliary. What are the model auxiliaries? Should, would, can, could, may, might, must. These are the model auxiliaries. So here let us look at the given sentence. We dash abide by the rules. So what model auxiliary should be used in this blank means, let us look at the given options. When you look at the sentence, it tells us that the action must be done. And therefore, might is not used here, would is not used here, could is not used here, but only must. That's why we say we must abide by the rules. There is no escape for us. We must obey the rules. Therefore, this auxiliary must be used in this blank. Therefore, B is the right one. Now you move on to the 20th question. Identify the error. What is the sentence given here? You pay attention. Either Ramesh or his friends has come. Here, either or is used to connect one singular noun and one plural noun. When that is the case, the helping verb, is used according to the plural noun, but not according to this singular noun. When either or neither nor is used to connect one singular noun and one plural noun, what is that? Then the helping verb is used according to the plural noun but not according to the singular noun. So that's why, what is the plural noun? His friends. So what should we use according to this? Has is wrongly used. Okay, you have to say have. But what is used here? Has is used wrongly. Either not correct, no, has is wrong. This is the wrong part. Is asking you to identify the error. Where is the error? This is the error. Therefore, this has is only the error part. Okay. And the third section of this question paper is phonetics and composition. On this also, 10 questions are framed. The 21st question is the symbol. What is that? The phonetic symbol in Telugu is the. The symbol da occurs in think, ta, this, the, like that. This is how you have to write. Thick, ta, throw, ta is written like this. That is ta, this is da. Remember, these are the phonetic symbols. So, think, thick, throw. In all these three words, ta sound is there, but only in this word, da sound is there. So, therefore, B is your right answer. And you go to the 22nd question. The stressed syllable in photography. Where do we lay the stress on this word photography means? Let us look at the given options. Not on the first one, not on the third one, not on the last one, but on the second one. Whenever you want to give the stress to some word, you have to cut the word into syllables. Photography, 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 photography. Whenever it is photograph, then the stress is on the first syllable. When it is photography, then the stress is on the second syllable. Okay, keep these two things in your mind, and therefore B is your answer. You go to the 23rd question. What is that? Rising intonation is used in where? Request? No. You can find the falling intonation, on commands falling intonation, statements falling intonation. On these three things, you can find only falling intonation. That means the pitch will be falling down. But in the tag questions, the intonation will be rising. Intonation means the level of pitch. Okay. He is a doctor. See, this is a tag. He is a doctor, isn't he? He is a doctor, isn't he? Even in Telugu also we say the same thing. Atadu oka doctor. Atadu kada. Therefore, the rising intonation is used in tag questions. Therefore, D is your answer. And 24th question, the vowel sound in book is book. So, how do you write this book in the phonetic transcription? You see that ba, o, k. Ooh, ba, o, book. Now, vowel sound. Ooh, this is, when you write like this is ooh. This is O. So this is wrong. Small. This O. So B is the right one here. 25th question. Viz. Viz stands for, Viz is a Latin word and it stands for what? Namely, anaga. For example, not, that is not, such as not. And you go to the 26th question. A good pressy should be, how should a good pressy be? Long, no. Detailed, no. Brief and clear, no. Brief and clear. Critical, no. So a good pressy should be brief and clear. So C is the correct answer. And you go to the 27th one. In a formal letter, the date is written where? Let us look at the given options. After the address, the very first one is the right one. Not before the address, not at the bottom, not after the signature. Because, in a formal letter, in an official letter, the date is written immediately after the address. So in the formal letter, what happens in the procedure will be like that. The sender's address will be there first, then date will be there, then the receiver's address will be there, then the salutation will be there, then the subject will be there, the body will be there, the complementary clause will be there, and what is that, the signature will be there. All such things are there one by one. These are all the things that are mentioned in my letter writing video. Please watch that. Okay. And therefore, in a formal letter, the date is written after the address. So A is the right one. And you move on to the 28th question. Note making develops the skill of what? Note making means whenever somebody is delivering a lecture, then what do? You note down some important points. So that is called note making. So this note making develops the skill of what? Listening only, no. Reading only, no. Memorizing, no. But summarizing. When all the important points are brought together, that becomes a kind of summary. So that's why this note making develop the skill of summarizing. 29th question. A paragraph must have, let us look at the given options. Unity and coherence. The very first one is the right one. Quotations, no. Length, no. Decoration, no. Unity of thought is very important. All the sentences in that paragraph must pertain to one idea. That is called unity. Coherence. One sentence must have link with the another sentence. That is called coherence. Order. Right. And therefore, this A is the right one. Now go to the 30th question. EG. EG means E dot G dot. What does it stand for? It stands for exempli gratia. Exempli gratia. Okay, this is the Latin word, but while writing this EG, you don't say exempli gratia, but you say, for example, you say it in English, but you write the Latin abbreviation. Example given, no. Exempli gratia is, example got, no. Exemplary grammar, no. So B is the right answer. You go to the fourth section of this question paper, literature, and 10 questions are framed on this literature. Let us solve all of them one by one. And here you pay attention. In a slumber did my spirit seal. The phrase, what is that phrase? She seemed a thing that could not feel. What does this line convey? It conveys joy of nature? No. Hope? No. Energy? No. But Lucy's death and stillness. Because she seemed like a thing. This conveys the idea of Lucy's death and stillness. So B is our answer. 32nd question. The tone of A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal is? What is the tone of this poem, A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal? Joyous? No. Satirical? No. Indifferent? No. But philosophical and mournful. Because the poet is mourning the death of his beloved. He's mourning, he's lamenting, pralapistunnadu, shokistunnadu. So that's why the tone of this poem is philosophical and mournful. B is your answer again. And you go to the 33rd question. In where the mind is without fear, where tireless striving stretches its arms toward perfection means. What does this line mean? Physical strength? No. Human laziness? No. Spiritual rest? No. But continuous effort toward ideals. That means, you must work hard continuously without a stop towards achieving ideals. So that is only the meaning of this one, and that's why this B is the right one again. And you move on to the 34th question. Where the mind is without fear can best be called what? A patriotic lyric, the very first one is the right one. A romantic ballad? No. A dramatic monologue? No. An elegy? No. So A is the right answer. 35th question. In Bacon's Of Studies, conference maketh a ready man. Conference means speech. So Francis Bacon says, reading makes a full man, writing makes an exact man, but speaking makes a correct man. Here, conversation sharpens intellect. That is the meaning. Argument wastes time. No. Discussion is useless. No. Silence is golden. No. So A is the right option. You move on to the 36th question. In what makes a nation? Rajagopalachari stresses. What does he stress? Character and moral unity. He is stressing the importance of character and moral unity, not common race, language, territory, etc. You go to the 37th question. In animal form, Snowball. It's a character in that novel. And what does this character represent in the novel Animal Farm? Here, Stalin, no. Napoleon, no. Marx, no. But Trotsky, that is the character this Snowball represents. So therefore, this B is the right option. 38th question. In To Kill a Mockingbird, it's a beautiful novel again. Atticus Finch symbolizes, that is the leading character in this novel To Kill a Mockingbird, and he symbolizes what? Justice and moral courage. The very first one is the right one. Not greed, not prejudice, not hypocrisy. So A is the right one. And you go to the next question, 39th one. The importance of being earnest satirizes. Criticizes what? It criticizes Victorian social pretense. So during the Victorian era, the rich class people used to pretend as if they were rich, as if they were wealthy, as if they were possessing great ideals and good character and good manners and all such things. So there was a lot of pretense, kapata natana undedi. So that thing in this drama, this Oscar Wilde is criticizing or satirizing this one, and not ancient values, not politics, not religion. You go to the 40th question. 12th night ends with what? Yes, it ends with tragedy, no. Death, no. Mystery, no. But reconciliation and marriage. You know this very well. Very interesting drama. Last section of this question paper is literary terms and concepts. On this also 10 questions are framed. Let us answer all of them very quickly. And 41st question, a 14-line poem written in iambic pentameter. Okay, dhadhum, dhadhum. That is the iambic pentameter. You know very well about the meter. I have made a wonderful video. Please try to watch that. A poem of 14 lines written in iambic pentameter is called what? Lyric, no. Ballad, no. Ode, no. Only sonnet. Okay, and you go to the 42nd question. Fair is foul and foul is fair is an example of what? Here, fair is foul, foul is fair. That means, two opposite statements are at one place. Okay, that is therefore called simile, no. Paradox, not hyperbole, not metonymy. So in paradox, what happens? Two contradictory qualities will be in one person. For example, God is there. God has got a paradoxical nature. With one hand, he will create. With the other hand, he will destroy. So creating and destroying, these two contradictory qualities are in one man, that is God. Therefore, God's character is said to be paradoxical. So paradox means that is paradox. So here, fair is foul, foul is fair. So that is paradox. Okay, and you go to the 43rd question. The pen is mightier than the sword. Illustrates the pen. The sword, what does it illustrate? Synecdoche, no. Metonymy, okay, not irony, not paradox. In this metonymy, one idea is expressed through the relevant thing. Okay, for example, pen is there. It stands as a symbol for knowledge. It stands as a symbol for death. Sword means destruction. So that's why this is therefore called metonymy. And B is your answer. You move on to the 44th question. A long narrative poem describing heroic deeds is called what? It's not a ballad. It's not an elegy. It's not a sonnet, but it is an epic. So you know very well, an epic is nothing but a long narrative poem. 45th question. Addressing an absent person or thing as if present is called what? Apostrophe. So in this apostrophe, what do? We address an absent person as if he were present. A thing as if it were present. లేని వ్యక్తిని ఉన్న వ్యక్తి వలె భావిస్తూ, లేని వస్తువును ఉన్న వస్తువుగా భావిస్తూ అలా చెప్పేటటువంటి ఫిగర్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ని అపాస్ట్రఫీ అంటారు. యు నో దట్ వెరీ వెల్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ దట్, అండ్ నాట్ పర్సానిఫికేషన్, నాట్ అల్యూజన్, నాట్ ఐరనీ, రైట్? అండ్ యూ గో టు ద 46th క్వశ్చన్. ద సెంట్రల్ ఐడియా ఆర్ ఇన్సైట్ ఆఫ్ ఎ లిటరరీ వర్క్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద సెంట్రల్ ఐడియా ఆఫ్ ఎ లిటరరీ వర్క్ కాల్డ్? హియర్ యూ పే అటెన్షన్. ప్లాట్, నో. థీమ్, not a tone, not a symbol, only theme. The central idea of a poem, the central idea of a literary work is always called the theme, right? And you go to the 47th question. The use of humor, the use of irony, exaggeration to expose vice. In order to expose vice, vice means evil or bad, the poets or the writers made use of humor, irony, and exaggeration. So what is this you can say activity called? That is called allegory, no. Parody, no. Not caricature, but satire. In satire, what happens? No, the writer makes use of humor, makes use of irony, makes use of exaggeration to expose the vice of the people, the vice of the society. Vice means the evil things of the society. And you go to the next question. A play on words having similar sounds but different meanings is called. So what is that play on words having similar sounds called? Here you pay attention. Irony, no. Hyperbole, no. Oxymoron, no. But pun, you know very well, pun. I saw a saw. Such a saw I never saw. When I was a little boy, people used to say, I saw a saw, such a saw I never saw, something like that. Saw means watching, okay? Saw means maxim or proverb. You know that very well. Here, that is called pun. Saw means seeing, a saw means a proverb. So the same word is giving two different meanings, and it is confusing the listener and all that. So that is therefore called a pun. Matala garadi. 49th question. The term catharsis. Catharsis means purging the emotions. When you watch some tragedy movie, what happens now? Automatically, the tears will be trickling down on your cheeks. That means now you are purging the emotion of pity from your heart. You are purging, you are removing. So this is therefore called catharsis. And this is associated with whom? Aristotle's poetics. The very first one is the right one. Not with Shakespeare's sonnets, not with Bacon's essays, not with Milton's epics. Okay, and therefore A is your answer. You go to the last question of this question paper. The figure of speech in life is but a walking shadow. Here we are comparing life with a walking shadow. What figure of speech is there in this line, in this quotation? And here, not simile. Simile is a direct comparison. If at all this quotation is like this, life is like a walking shadow, then you would say simile. But it is not that. Like, as these words are not used here, and therefore it is a metaphor. Life is but a walking shadow. జీవితం అనేది మన వెంట నడుస్తున్న నీడ. So that is therefore metaphor, personification, no, and alliteration. And with this, this question paper will come to an end. Hello, dear AP TET candidates. Thank you so much for watching this explanatory video. And if you have still any more doubts with regard to my explanation, please make a mention of it in the comment section. Okay, with another question paper, I shall be back to you. Until then, bye. See you, all of you.